I was gonna say this sounds like that's gonna end badly.
Like,
Is there a season 3? Because please tell me there isn't.
no, they're still stuck on season 2. No, please don't tell me that's true.
What?
Wait. No!
What?
What's that?
Slade is confirmed for coming in the show.
Let me guess. Ron Perlman from Sons of Anarchy and Hellboy is voicing him.
Yes.
Why you do this?
Why Ron Perlman?
Wait.
Why?
I was always saying that this show would only get worse if Slade was in it.
Wait, is he gonna be an actual like main character, or he's gonna be like just a once?
He is like awful as Trigon was.
They're probably gonna butcher him like Trigon.
That's what I'm thinking, if anything. I mean, hell, they butchered Beast Boy and Cyborg. Why don't we butcher all the villains coming onto the show too? After all, we also butchered Gizmo, Mammoth, and Jinx.
And whoever the heck those two other guys were in the Hive.
Oh yeah, the guy with the eyeball thing. I've never knew who that guy's name was.
I think, well, they're both of their names are I-5 and C More.
Okay.
See more what? See more fucking ideas to make the show better?
Yeah, I'd go with that. But this is the other episode that needs to be ripped into. It's called Breakfast Cheese. Don't ask about the name. I don't know why it's called that.
Monkey cheese?
No. Basically what happens in this is Starfire convinces the Titans to try defeating their enemies with kindness and compassion rather than violence and aggression.
Hey,
How does that work?
I don't know. She tries to convince them by doing puppy dog eyes and begs them to listen to her. So, like, after that happens, here's how the montage goes with trying to teach them peace. First, let's start with what happened with Cyborg and Beast Boy. They're playing a video game, and Beast Boy cheats and to win the game, and they start beating each other up. So then Starfire suggests that they try a new game. Mind you, the game cartridge is a Super Nintendo cartridge.
Oh, great.
Okay.
And the game is called Puppy Tummy Tickles.
10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, best king, best king.
What?
And the duo decides that the new game seems stupid, but then they try it and fall in love with it.
This sounds like fetish porn.
Mind you, the cartridge was pink.
So I'm gonna have sex with it.
It sounds like the director of this episode was living out a sick fantasy of his.
You must have really loved that Super Nintendo.
Jeez, first we got a gray cartridge for most of the game, a red cartridge for Spider and Venom Maximum Carnage, then a black cartridge for Killer Instinct, and now a pink cartridge for Puppy Tummy Tickles.
Don't forget the black and tiny cartridge of Super Noah's Ark 3D, that unlicensed Nintendo game.
Oh yeah, me and Nick have always said to each other, never try and make a Bible game.
Bible.
Because, like, personally, me and Nick both believe in that, so... But, you know, like, we love everyone, so...
Yeah, but games based off the Bible are awful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when we watched AVGN review some of those, and they were terrible. And especially the Zoo Race.
The Zoo Race.
Yeah, Jeff, that's a game from a new JonTron video. It's hilarious.
I didn't see that. You didn't tell me about that.
I did tell you about that the other day, and you never said shit to me about it.
I never got anything from that, probably then.
I sent it to you.
Yeah, sorry that we had to bring the topic of religion into this. It's just we were just personally explaining that Nick
Well,
and I are both... What?
This is the time of year.
Yeah, both Nick and I are Christians, so... That's actually how the both of us met. We both met in a church. It was because of one game that the both of us became best friends. Give the hint as to what it is, Nick.
Star Fox 64.
You were supposed to say the phrase that caused us to
I'm
be friends.
dead tired, dude.
What, do a barrel roll?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we became friends.
Alright, so now we gotta get back to the video. Now what happens next?
Okay, so then Starfire decides to, like, she sees Raven meditating, then she tells Raven, try not to meditate with your fingers connecting because it is aggressive to your skin cells. And all of a sudden she uses a magnifying glass to see, and then all of these pieces of skin that have faces are just crying out in agony.
Can you just stop, please? I can't listen anymore.
I'm sorry.
I'm joking.
Blame Brandon and I. We came up with this. You both have to suffer. You and Nick have to suffer.
Listen, I like the idea we're doing this, but there's too much to handle.
How long is this review even going for?
As far as the video's going, 55 minutes.
That's too damn long. I think
we'll be splitting this into parts.
Okay.
Yeah, we should make it like a 2-part review.
That would actually be a good idea. But yeah, we'll be splitting this into parts. So...
2-part review, or?
Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. But it depends on how long this video goes for.
Okay.
Okay, so then, like, Raven decides, okay, maybe I should not meditate with my fingers connecting to each other. So then they separate, and then all of a sudden she becomes the White Raven.
That makes no
From the
sense.
original show?
Yeah, but it was only for a temporary time.
The one that defeated Trigon in that episode where they were all getting to know each other?
Just saying.
When they went and snuck in Raven's room.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes.
That was a dark-toned episode.
Oh yeah, especially seeing Trigon.
For the first time.
Yeah. So then, finally we get to Robin. He's putting gel in his hair, and then all of a sudden he sees a spider. And he tries to kill it. But Starfire comes in the room and tells him, do not try and kill the spider. And then gives him the puppy dog eyes, which every time I see that, I just die a little inside.
You know what? I knew you were gonna say that too.
It's staring. It's like it's staring at me.
It's staring into your soul.
Yes, Illuminati. Sorry, just gotta get an Illuminati joke in there.
Illuminati.
No, I know.
So then, like, Robin decides to pick up the spider, and he's being nice to it, but then it bites him, and it causes his hand and his face to swell up. And he's screaming in pain because he thinks that he's gonna die from the spider venom. But when the venom reaches his brain, it doesn't kill him, but it takes away his lust for violence and making him a kind and compassionate person.
What the fuck? How does that even make sense?
Nothing makes sense in that show.
But why would we bring any brain activity into the show now, especially now knowing it could get worse with every new episode?
Yeah.
What?
See, this is how you know they're not knowledgeable in the brain. They can't show it in the show.
They all just sit in a circle after they're all, like, you know, peaceful and stuff, and they're acting like hippies, basically. And then the Titan's alarm goes off, and Cyborg is just like, the Titan alarm has gone off. We must go into the city and show our compassion and kindness. But here's the reason why the reason why the alarm rang at Titan's tower was because the Hive were loitering next to a no loitering sign.
No.
Seriously?
That's a waste of their time, a waste of my time watching that, and a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, so then, like,
That's
you know,
a waste of their time for making it.
so then, like, they all start to fight. Like, they beat up the Titans, but then, like, after they get beat up enough, Robin's just like, okay, we're gonna have to resort to using our weapons. So they lunges forward at the Hive, and I'm just thinking, oh yes, finally, we can be able to see an epic fight in this ever so crappy show. But Robin just falls on his face, stands right up, puts his staff on the ground, and then the top of it opens, and a petal of flowers comes out.
Why?
And it's like, and he reaches out to all of, and he gives every one of them a flower, and well, no, they're roses, I think. But then Cyborg gets his weapons out, and he shoots stuffed animals at two of the members of the Hive, who become very happy for getting those stuffed animals.
What is
Oh
this,
yeah, I
Kids
can
Next
see that
Door?
going so far.
Then Beast Boy turns into a bunny and cuddles with Mammoth. And
Yeah.
then Raven's just like, I give you powers from the rainbow dimension. And she lights up the world with beautiful rainbow colors. And then now, everybody's friends.
Wait, Raven did that?
Yes.
That makes no sense to who Raven is.
I was just gonna say that. They really butchered her.
Yeah, really. And then all of a sudden now, Starfire begins singing a song called Peace and Love. Mind you, it's heavily overdosed with autotune.
Of course.
Yes.
And, like, she talks about love, compassion, and breakfast cheese.
What is breakfast cheese?
I don't know, and nothing
It's
in the
much
show...
cheese.
Nothing in this show ever makes sense. Nothing in this show ever makes sense. This is the puppy dog eyes that you see, like, a couple times in the episode.
Oh god, that's just staring into my soul.
Staring into the soul. Yeah, here's the... Yeah, oh wait,
I even have one. I'm not sure if I have one.
that's too small of a picture, but that shows, like, the so-called breakfast cheese with a face on it, or something.
I have a question for you. If you know this episode, I've only seen commercials of it though. But there's an episode where I've seen on commercials where all the Teen Titans are like, except for Starfire, are at a picnic and they all turn into like cats or something like that, like real life cats.
That,
Oh, God.
That is from...
I've seen that episode.
That is from the Dream episode.
I
Okay.
Worst
never
episode,
heard
if I ask me.
What?
I've never seen that.
I never heard about this.
Okay, well, first of all, let's see if this picture's gonna be big enough.
Worst episode, if you ask me.
This is the commercial
Yes.
that they kept showing. I thought that
Oh,
was
wait.
gonna be the new animation for the show.
Now it looks familiar.
Okay, well, like, it starts off with the Titans talking about, like, how, oh, we love bedtime, we get to sleep and dream. And Raven says that Silky's a creature who can, well, she doesn't believe that Silky can dream because Silky was sleeping and was trembling with fear and Starfire said that he was having a nightmare. So, Cyborg says that every creature can dream, and then they all go to bed. Now, this episode revolves around what happens in every one of the Titans' dreams. First, we'll start with Starfire's dreams.
You know what? Before you go on,
Mhm.
this episode sounds like a shameless ripoff of that episode Sleepy Time from SpongeBob.
Yes.
Yes.
What a shameless ripoff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's
But,
just follow old SpongeBob.
yeah. But then, like, from the commercial that you saw about that episode, Jeffrey, she dreams about a kitty picnic where every member of the Teen Titans has cat heads.
What?
Uh,
And,
Have you
like,
been watching Loiter Squad or something?
I don't know. But then, like, in reality, like, because normally sometimes, well, in a cartoon, whenever somebody's having a dream, like, you know, they're doing the motions in their sleep that they'd be doing in a dream. And Starfire is, like, cuddling up on Silky and causes him to wake up. So Silky goes into Cyborg's room and sleeps on his shoulder. Now, Cyborg's dream is he imagines himself in a video game. That's a picture right there of what it looks like.
okay.
Which, I'm just going to say this right now, the big guy over there looks like he could be a boss from Shovel Knight.
I was just gonna say that. It looks like a Shovel Knight character. Are they trying to rip off a Shovel Knight here? Or did those assholes just blatantly rip off them too?
I think after I watched this episode, I went to play Shovel Knight, actually.
Oh my gosh. But then, like, Cyborg is in a side-scrolling Game Boy Advance style game where his mission is to get pizza for the hungry team.
Either someone from Shovel Knight that made that game was desperate for a paycheck and gave them permission to make a character to their likeness, or they just blatantly decided to rip off them because they can't come up with any ideas.
Yeah. But then he ends up at the final boss, which is the Pizza Knight, a powerful and deadly Roman gladiator with pizza
It is Shovel
cutters.
It is Shovel Knight.
It's the boss that never made an appearance in Shovel Knight. It was Pizza Knight.
Oh god.
But yeah, then like after Cyborg beats the boss, he's dancing in real life and causes Silky to fly off of Cyborg's body and go into the next room, which is Beast Boy. And in the dream, Beast Boy is just a real-life green chameleon, which they actually use footage of a chameleon walking. And he's dancing the same back and forth on a cement street with music in the background playing.
So the Geico Gecko.
No, not the Geico Gecko. That would be funny, though, if it was the Geico Gecko.
Yeah, because at least that would have originality to it.
Yeah.
Then we come to the worst part of the episode. Like, this is where everything went in this episode made it the worst.
I screamed.
Robin had a dream where, in his dream... Well, first of all, this should give you a hint.
What? Did they really put it back to that?
In the dream, the Titans, in the original series animation style, battle the gigantic ink monster from Trouble in Tokyo, and Robin leaps up into the air and smacks the ink monster in the face with his staff and causes it to explode.
Okay, that's what happened.
And then, like, you know, Robin runs over to Starfire because she sees that she's unconscious. And they stare affectionately into each other's eyes, agreeing how awesome the ink monster's defeat was. Think of this as like an abridged series.
Yeah, they're like dubbing over what they're not supposed to say, pretty much.
Yeah,
and what they're not supposed to do, apparently.
And Robin's just like, you want to kiss me? I know, I'm that awesome. And then, you know, him and Starfire are kissing, and it happens the entire time that this dream's happening. And Cyborg, Raven, and Beast Boy stand by watching, amazed and wanting to tell everyone. And then they run around telling people that Robin and Starfire are kissing, including people in a bar, the Titans East team, in a scene from Titans East Part 1, and Scarface, an ink monster made by Brushogun.
Who?
Brushogun's the main... He's a character in Trouble in Tokyo. He makes the, like... He's,
He made that army, pretty much, didn't he?
Yeah, like, they used his body to make, ink minions to fight for the main villain of the movie.
Okay, I've never seen that movie, so...
But then in the real world, Robin is kissing Silky.
Oh god, another bestiality.
Please
or
don't.
insectality.
So much.
Yeah, but then, like, you know, that causes Silky to go into Raven's room. And in Raven's room, she is, in front of Trigon, and he appears and orders her to join him to rule the world, but she refuses. And then he tells Raven, it's your destiny, you have no choice. But Raven refuses, and Trigon is angry. And then he reveals that the entire team are locked in cages above a lava pit. Now, before I go on with the rest of this dream, why couldn't they have just broken out of the cages? Like, Robin could use one of his gadgets and break the cage. Starfire could have blasted one of the cages. Beast Boy could have turned into a huge creature, and Cyborg could have used an arm cannon.
Because it would be too easy then, and then they would have to... They would have to end the show, and they wouldn't have to put any more shitty shit in it.
Yeah, that would have been much better, because that way there would have been one redeeming thing in this episode.
They wanted to stall for time. That way there's more suspense on what they think is gonna happen.
Yeah. But then, like, he tells her she won't join him, and... Trigon tells Raven that if she doesn't join him, then he'll kill the Titans. And Raven manages to beat him and rescue her friends. But then Raven's red Trigon eyes suddenly appear on her face and tells him that she only saved them so she could kill them herself. Which, again, that's another reference to the comics, I think, because at one time Raven did almost kill every person on the team. It was in the comics, though, but she used her powers to almost kill them. But then, like, she kills them all with a blast and then laughs, and then takes over the world by riding the earth as a horse with her friend's skeletons riding in the back. Tell me this does not look at least a bit disturbing.
That ain't disturbing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're just and they're screaming in agony, mind you, while she's doing that.
Alright, well, two things. I wouldn't mind it being Cyborg and Beast Boy. Two, no matter what, that's really just fucking disturbing.
Yeah. But then in the real world, Raven is riding Silky like a horse, jumping up and down, and annoys him to the point of leaving.
It looks like she's humping it, by the way.
Yeah. So
Tell
then,
me you wouldn't be surprised if they went in that direction there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then then we get to Silky's dream, and let's just say that is
I'm
included.
gonna ask you about that. Like, what the fuck is that real life? Like,
That's a real person walking across the streets with a Silky helmet.
I bet that guy got paid a fortune.
Yeah, he was merely strolling down the street. He's pictured as a life man in a Silky costume to a taco restaurant. And a montage starts where he eats the tacos, slurps soda, and gets ice cream. And Silky and Starfire dance traveling to all these places around the world. And the episode ends right there.
You know what episode also that you should do?
Which one?
The one where Beast Boy is harassing Raven and trying to seduce her.
I think I saw that.
Oh, the one with, like, how Cyborg has that matchmaker program in him, and...
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. Let me get that
I've seen that one like twice, and I thought that was appalling.
I think it's matched. Let me see. Yep, it's matched.
And throughout the entire episode, people, Beast Boy tries to seduce Raven and make her fall in love with him. But she's constantly annoyed by him, so of course it doesn't play out right.
And again, this is another reference to comics because Beast Boy and Raven actually fell in love in the comics. Like, they actually had a relationship.
But not like this.
No, not like this. Like, it was actually romantic. Kind of like with what Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon had in the comics.
How many things are they gonna butcher from the comics?
I have no idea. To be honest, it's like...
That's the main source. You know?
Yeah, that's
show-
the main source.
Show seems forced.
And then, so Cyborg has this. So it starts off with Beast Boy and Raven playing chess, and Beast Boy saying how boring chess is, and they stop with the game. But then, Cyborg comes in and tells him he has a new device, the Love Matcher 5000. And Robin wants to try it first. He puts Starfire's name in it, and the matcher matches her up with Aquaman.
okay.
I remember that.
Which I don't know if that's a reference to comics or not.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's
I don't-
just...
I don't think it is either.
I don't either.
But yeah, then Robin gets upset and beats Cyborg to near death. And then Beast Boy approaches the matcher and puts his name in there. And it turns out that his match is Raven. And they're all shocked. So then Beast Boy is constantly seducing Raven. And eventually it gets to the point where... let's see here. Like, she's basically giving all these insults to Beast Boy, and he's like, wow, nobody has ever known that much about me.
Oh my god, I remember that part. And she even told him that he always has pizza sauce on his shirt. All he does is play video games, he doesn't have a job, and he doesn't have a life or whatever. I forgot everything she said, but all valid points. That's the one thing I liked about Raven in that whole episode and the whole show. Is everything she told off about Beast Boy is true.
Yeah. And then, like, in the B plot, while Beast Boy is trying to seduce Raven, wow, I just like zoned out for a second there. Robin is trying to get Starfire to like him, so he tries to do aquatic things, like to try and
impress.
basically to impress her.
I remember that. That episode is a piece of dog shit.
Yeah, pretty much. But then it ends up to the point where
Patrick, throw up a picture of dog shit when you edit the video.
I'll put something up for that. But then Beast Boy, like, Raven tries hiding from Beast Boy, and he comes in floating, like, hanging on a rope, pretending to fly, and he's dressed in, like, a pink hood.
Well, can I say something right there?
What?
Why can't he just dress up in a pink hood and fly like an animal like he normally can?
That is actually
Because he's not smart.
But then, like, you know, he's trying to act all, like, gloomy and depressed and all. Raven's not buying it. So he's just like, I painted my nails black for you!
Oh, yeah. That was really disturbing. Also, didn't he also try to seem, like, really cool to impress her?
Yeah, he tried to be like the Fonz. He's just like, hey!
Yeah, they tried to disgrace Happy Days. How could you do that?
Oh boy.
Why would you do that?
Oh boy, Nick, our friend Zach would be so disappointed in that episode.
He'd probably break the TV.
Oh
with
yeah,
his
he
fist.
would. Pretty
I
much.
want to break my TV right now, and I'm not even using it. Besides, I paid $400 for this, and I saved $1,000. So I would be really pissed to have to break this TV.
Yeah, you don't want to break a TV.
It's my monitor for my computer, so I don't.
Oh,
True.
but then, like, Raven says something and breaks Beast Boy's heart, but then all of a sudden she realizes, oh man, Beast Boy did all this for me, and she's like, I want to give this a try. So then Beast Boy just immediately asks her, will you marry me?
Yeah, and she rushes into it, and she's stupid enough to agree with it. And then they go and have a marriage ceremony.
Mind you, she's a white raven in this one.
Yeah, one of the only other times you'll see her dressed in white, people. And then, as they're about to say I do, Cyborg realizes and says that he actually found out the machine had a bug in it. And that Beast Boy's real love interest was a scratching post.
What?
Please don't turn this into another To Love a Patty from SpongeBob. There's only one. We only need one episode of that, and I hate it with a burning passion. We don't need another one.
Well, you know what? They rip off of other shows, so of course this is imitating To Love a Patty.
Of course.
Last thing you want to do.
But then all of a sudden, like, you know.
Without the cannibalism, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, Cyborg puts up who Starfire's match is, and there's an error, and it's also a scratching post. So him and Starfire get into a fight, ruin the wedding, and Raven is just standing in the middle, disappointed, and is saying, why do I even try?
Raven used to be a dark badass in the original show. They downgraded her and turned her into a depressing emo bitch.
Wasn't she depressing and emo in the show anyway? Because she never like talked about her feeling to anyone, and she only kept herself.
Yeah, but she had a reason. It's because her emotions, she said in one episode, are dangerous. In this show, she doesn't seem like that. In this show, she's just pissed off all the time. In the original show, at least she told about it and gave a good reason.
So she's on her period 24/7.
That's the only thing I would think of in the new show.
Yeah.
That's just funny.
The only thing I could think of in the new show, why she's like that, is because of what you just said. But at least in the original show, we all knew why she was the way she was.
How many episodes have been made? 78 or 6 or whatever it says there?
76 so far have been confirmed to have been made. As of right now, with how many are in production, that comes up to a total of 104.
Oh, man.
Did the creators or breadwinners actually have anything to do with the involvement of the show?
I think Mr. Enter was saying something about how one of the guys who helped make Breadwinners is involved with Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, because I was trying to look for that at that part in that video, and I didn't see it. So I guess I have to look it up to see it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, why does that not surprise me?
Yeah, but then I think let's rip apart one more episode in this. We gotta think of what could possibly be the biggest screw you to an original episode of Teen Titans. And I think I may have the right one.
What do we got?
Colors of Raven.
You know what?
Oh,
I
no.
was thinking of burgers versus burritos, but let's do this. This is more interesting.
Yes. Now, if any of you in the YouTube audience has ever watched the original Teen Titans Go, then you would know about the episode Nevermore, where Cyborg and Beast Boy go into Raven's room and accidentally find a mirror that takes them into her mind.
A portal into her mind, people.
I remember that. That's a good
That
idea.
was
Happened
when
already, yeah.
that was when TV was actually meant something. When Teen Titans meant something. When it was creative and had good plots.
Yes. And then, like, while in Raven's mind, they found all these multicolored ravens. Like, first they encountered a pink one, which was the hyper happy one. A gray raven, which was the moody and sad raven. A green raven, who was very aggressive and, like, loved kicking butts. And that was all the ravens that they showed.
And the purple one was the humor. Wasn't that like the funny one?
That was the pink one, but...
Oh yeah, there was also I think a yellow one, which was a slob.
Yeah, but they only showed that one near the end of the episode. But then they showed the red raven, which was in Raven's mind her representation of Trigon.
I thought that was cool looking, actually.
Yeah, it was. Like, the first time I ever saw Trigon in that episode, I was just like, who the heck is that? And then she's like, let's just say I have issues with my father. And it was just like, is that giant thing Raven's father?
Yeah, that was actually creative.
Yes.
That's something that these people don't know how to do, so of course they had to decide, alright, let's butcher one of the best villains of the show.
Yeah. But then, the way that the episode starts, they are in a battle with Dr. Light, which again is like from the episode Nevermore, who is stealing a prism from a museum. The Titans don't even take the fight seriously, and their real goal is to take him down after making a pun. So then Dr. Light beats everyone except Raven, who she wins by teleporting him to jail. And back at the tower, they have the prism, which, why can't they just put that back in the museum? Aren't they technically stealing the prism now?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I guess just because they're superheroes, or in this case, super zeros, no one's gonna care that they steal anything.
They think they needed a reward for their good kindness by killing Dr. Light. I mean, by bringing Dr. Light to jail.
Now again, like from the original episode, what happened was we got to see a bit more of Raven's dark side, where her cloak, like, all of a sudden turns into this gaping vortex, or portal to, like, pure darkness, and Dr. Light gets dragged in there, and you think that he's gonna die, but then all of a sudden, like, Raven stops, and Dr. Light's just laying there in complete shock and horror, and he's just like, there's pure darkness.
Yeah, and then everyone else is just like, whoa, what the fuck is wrong with you, Raven?
Yeah, but then back at the tower, they toss the prism like a ball, and it starts glowing. But when it lands on Raven, all of a sudden, the prism divides Raven into 5 parts of her personality. Purple, which is her passion, and she's, like, constantly hanging all over Beast Boy and kissing him. Red, which is her rage. Pink, which is her happiness. Orange, her laziness, again from the original episode. And gray, her timidity, which is basically the sad, depressed little Raven that we saw in the original episode. And at first they think that it's nice to have 5 Ravens because, you know, more people in a team, the better chances you have against the villain. So whenever they're up against a villain, that I gotta try and see which villain it was that they were fighting. It's just a regular monster that they're fighting, and there's an issue with the 5 Ravens because, like, the red Raven is just tossing one of the Titans around. The purple one's kissing Beast Boy. The orange one's nowhere to be found, and the pink one's just being happy, and the gray one is just sitting there being sad. And they epically fail at trying to beat the monster. Any thoughts on that?
That's not how you make a fucking team.
No.
That sounds like a worse team than Peter Griffin's representation of the A-Team in Family Guy.
I think I remember seeing that episode. That was a
And that was before that show went down the shitter.
Yeah.
But then after seeing how much of a failure it is to have the 5 Ravens in the team, they decide to try and get, like, you know, put all the 5 Ravens back into the one original by taking pieces of the prism, touching them against the other Ravens, and putting them back in the gems. So, let me see here. The 5 Ravens escape through a portal whenever they find out about it. And Beast Boy asks to go after Purple Raven, and he has flowers in his hand because he's all like, ooh, I love the Purple Raven, because she was constantly making out with him. But Robin just tells him no, and then he decides to, well, him and Cyborg decide to go after the most dangerous one. Well, I should say dangerous one, the Pink Raven. When Robin points out that she was the happy one, he and Beast Boy both leave and go and look for the Pink Raven, and Robin and Starfire go for the rest. So first they go after the Gray Raven and sneak up behind her and just, you know, touch her with the crystal. No problem whatsoever. And then Beast Boy and Cyborg find Happy Raven and start goofing off with her and having fun, because I guess for some reason Happy Raven's powers include turning everything into cute and cuddly things. Like hugging certain things or winking at them, or...
I don't like where this is going.
So then Robin and Starfire go and find the Purple Raven at a free kissing booth. And Robin tells Starfire that there's only one way to trap her. So Robin decides to... Starfire tells him to be more careful before he's about to kiss the Purple Raven. But Starfire traps her in a crystal just as Robin planned it. Then we get to the Red Raven, who is chasing Robin and Starfire and crushes Robin with one of her tentacles and almost kills Starfire, but traps her in the crystal. Then Beast Boy and Cyborg are goofing off... Again, still can't talk. Goofing off with Happy Raven, and then accidentally traps herself in the crystal, mistaking it for a random shiny object. And mind you, whenever Happy Raven turns, like, she can turn garbage into, like, pieces of garbage into edible foods with faces, like a burger with a face or a hot dog with a face. And after she got put back in the gem, like, the food turned back into garbage, and Beast Boy threw up the food, and Cyborg was crying with total sadness. Thoughts?
I can't. I just can't.
Don't worry, this is the last one we're ripping into, for now.
You know what? I think that this is the reason why they stopped making Teen Titans in the first place. Because, of course, they were going to be like, nah, we don't want it to be like the original one. We want to make it a new demographic. One we can make into a horrible show for many people to hate.
Pretty much.
And I think they succeeded. If they were actually trying to make the show about anti-humor and do it deliberately to make the show not funny, I would say that they did a really good job on that. You might as well just have Louis C.K. on stage eating a whole freaking tin of Haagen-Dazs while just not even performing any comedy. Just sitting there for a half hour or 20 minutes eating a whole bunch of Haagen-Dazs, just like he did in one episode of Louis. Instead of telling any jokes, why not just have him do that, right?
Yeah,
No.
really.
No. Fuck this show and fuck Cartoon Network for even thinking that they could bring back Teen Titans.
Okay, let's finish with the plot of this episode and give our final analysis. Okay, so then they get back to the tower and notice that they had every Raven except for the orange one. And then they actually find her in the most obvious spot, under a pile of junk on the couch, where she's been for the entire time. And then Beast Boy gets mad that she ate everything in the fridge and traps her back in the crystal. And then Robin puts the 5 of them together and turns them back into the only Raven, being the regular Raven again. She thanks her, but they can't decide whether her thank you is serious or if it's sarcastic, because I guess in this series you can never tell what Raven's mood is. And then the episode ends with Starfire giving a reflection about how despite Raven's stockiness, there is emotion underneath. That's the episode.
You know what? As I said before, I really would like it if they were deliberately trying to not be funny on this show. But this bothers me so much because this is supposed to be a kids show for kids. They didn't grow up with the original Teen Titans like we did. They don't know the greatness of the original show. They didn't grow up reading any of the comics. I know I didn't, but at least I watched the original show. So they won't know what creativity was, even if it hit them in the face. And you know what? That is a lot that can be said also about the creators of the show, too. And why even bother getting the original cast members back of the original show if they're not even going to make it the same as the original? They make them just complete idiots in the show, and that shows that they're desperate for a paycheck.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, that's all the episodes that we can rip into right now, because I think that we've basically given everybody an impression of how terrible this show is. But I think that we should we can definitely get back to doing another rant like this as soon as more episodes come out, just to see how much worse it gets.
Also, we should do one on Breadwinners.
Oh, Breadwinners would be a good rant to do. But I think a good time to get back to doing this rant at some time in the future is if they get an episode out with Slade.
They will.
Oh,
Well, which they will, so we should also reference stuff from other things Ron Perlman has done.
Yes, definitely.
Me being a Sons of Anarchy fan, I'll definitely talk about his demographic on Sons of Anarchy if we do another review on Teen Titans.
Yes, and me being I'm actually a huge fan of Deathstroke and like how Ron Perlman portrayed him in the original series. He did a really good job on him. And
Yeah, I forgot Slade was actually Deathstroke, wasn't he?
yes,
Yeah.
I guess they just called him Slade in the show because like they wanted to censor the name because the name Deathstroke in a kid's cartoon probably wouldn't fit.
So,
That's true.
case closed. It sucks.
Yes, that's Brandon's thoughts. Nick, your thoughts on your final analysis on this show?
Oh, Teen Titans was my favorite show growing up, and to this day, it's still my favorite animated series of all time. Yeah, and I'm wearing the shirt for nothing, you know. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like my mind is like my brain just disintegrated into nothing. I'm just, you know. Oh my God! Why?
I lost all my brain cells from this.
Yeah, same here.
Jeffrey, final analysis.
Simple and to the point. Stop ruining TV.
My final thoughts on this: it ruins everything that the original series had. If you were a fan of the original Teen Titans, then this new show ruins everything good that you thought the original series was.
Everything you ever loved about it, gone. It's like a slap to the face.
Final score of the show. If you were to give it a score out of 10,
0.
Nick,
Negative infinity.
I can't go better than that, so.
I can't either. And plus, I already said 0, so I can't even do anything. Unless I say negative a million. But, yeah.
I'll do it in the style of IGN. Too much stupidity, 0 out of 10.
They
And
actually said that?
no, because like, you know, people love to mock how IGN rates their games and stuff.
I don't even go by reviews anymore. I just go by my own opinion.
No, me neither. But, yeah, that's basically a rant from all four of us about how much we hate Teen Titans Go.
This has been a review by Brandon, aka Bixie Boy from Vidya Bros. Guys.
Me next.
Yeah.
Okay. And Superstar Luigi 83, known as Nick Bentley.
Chief Fry 23, also known Jeffrey from Video Bros.
And Patrick, also known as Muscleman Warrior 92. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and never watch Teen Titans Go ever.
Unless you're looking for a way to kill yourself.
Yes, so this is Muscleman Warrior 92 signing off, and gamers, let gaming live on. Nick, give your outro.
Gamers keep on gaming.
You too.
As always, we will see you in the next episode.
Alright, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.